Hello, today I will be showing you a live demo of RewardWorks 4 Pro and Microsoft Great Plains. I will first start off by showing you open invoices in Great Plains. I will then pull those invoices into RewardWorks, select those invoices to pay, and post them back to the accounting software. RewardWorks will then generate the payment letter and will facilitate that payment letter to your vendors. Okay, let's get started. First, I'm going to open Transaction by Vendor, which will show me the open invoices for a specific vendor. For the demo, I will be using the vendor Burnett, and we will follow these two invoices as we go through the payment process. I will leave this window up so that we can easily trace these invoices after I pull them into RewardWorks. Next, I will open RewardWorks, which is installed alongside the Great Plains environment. The first step after launching RewardWorks is to pull a snapshot of your open invoices by doing the Refresh All. The Refresh All will sync all of your open invoices and vendor information from your accounting software. As we continue to follow these two invoices for Burnett, you will see those invoices here and matching for the open invoice card in Great Plains. Now I'll go ahead and maximize RewardWorks and start the pay run process. Now let's build our batch. You can easily filter out open invoices based on the due date. After you filter the invoices, you can select an individual invoice or select all of the invoices on the screen. After I've built my batch, we'll go ahead and select the Report on Selection, which is an invoice level batch summary report. You can see the vendor and those two invoices as we're following them through the process of a pay run. On the last page of the report, there will be a summary which will show you the total vendors and the total amount selected in the batch. Now, let's keep going and post those invoices. On the bottom right, I'll select the pay invoices and now the accept. Now, RewardWorks is processing the payment. It will generate the payment letter for each of the vendors, and we'll go into Great Plains and we'll close all of the original invoices and open a new invoice for the American Express vendor. The first window that will pop up after posting the payment is for the online accepting vendors. Selecting the Go Now option will automatically open your default browser and take you to the vendor's online portal. Once at the website, you can log in and facilitate the payment for the invoices you selected. When you are ready to move on, select Done, and the software will move on to the next payment. Now we have the email template, which the software will automatically generate a PDF copy of the payment letter and will deliver it to your vendor's email address on your behalf. RewardWorks has now generated the payment letter for each of the vendors that we selected to pay in that pay run. Here is the payment letter for the vendor as we're following these invoices through the process. The software will print all of the necessary credit card information for your vendor to successfully charge your payment. The software also generates a document ID, which is imported back into GP as the batch ID. Let's go ahead and jump back into GP and redisplay the same page that showed the open invoices, which now you will see no invoices as those have been paid. The software automatically puts a historical record for the batch amount on the same vendor card. Simultaneously, it will open a new invoice under the American Express vendor for the batch amount. Here you can see the open invoices for the American Express vendor, which represent each of the vendors that we just processed in the batch. RewardWorks assigns a unique identifier, this Z number, as the new invoice ID in Great Plains. Looking at the invoice detail, you can see RewardWorks has assigned the description of the new invoice as the original vendor ID. You can see RewardWorks has generated 10 new invoices on the American Express vendor, which represent one of each of the vendors that we processed in the batch. When come time to reconcile, you easily can match against the amount that would be on your American Express credit card with the amount of the new invoice on the American Express vendor. And that completes the steps necessary for a standard pay run in RewardWorks and Microsoft Great Plains.